Okay, we are good to go, Garden. Okay, 6:25, 21. Okay, time flies. Okay, let us start the session. Garden brothers and sisters that can join early, be it at the Zoom or the YouTube. Warm welcome to Abode Masters, Brother Joe Huang, Hualien Dharma teachers, and brothers and sisters around the globe to Saturday Hualien Dharma Talk. A very good morning. Let us start the session for today. This morning, I would like to share a short extract from Master Cheng Yen's speech during Morning Volunteer Assembly, 21st February 2023. Applying the essence of the Dharma to benefit humanity. The path of love is the Bodhisattva path. With the right faith and understanding of the Dharma, we can walk on this path with steadfastness. The spirit of Tzu Chi comes from the teachings of the Sutra of Infinite Meanings. Hope all volunteers have a copy of this sutra to read and recite every day, so that we can absorb the essence of the Dharma and put it into action, making good use of our body to benefit humanity.感恩 to Masters for giving us this wonderful teaching. Next, let us send our prayers to the 10 directions. May the Sahara land be free from disasters and peace prevails in the world. Let us all sing the prayer songs with sincere piousness.
In my heart, I feel deep gratefulness. All my heart is filled with sincere prayer. From all corners
love, may our minds be purified. May there be peace in the community. May there be no disasters in this world. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for the prayer. Together, we pray for universal love and blessing. With loving respect, gratitude, and confidence, let us wish every person in our lives a healthy body, an enlightened mind, and total fulfillment in universal love. Now, let us expand this consciousness to include every person in the world, every being in the universe. Let our unified love make this wonderful world even better. Let us all immerse ourselves in the joyful embrace of universal love. Thank you, everyone, for the prayers. Before we hear the wonderful sharing today, let us invite our Masters to lead us in paying homage to the triple gems. Let us pay our respects for these teachings and explanations to the Buddha and Master Cheng Yen by making 3 sincere bows. Please rise. Palms together. First bow. Second bow. And third bow. Okay. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Okay. Next, this is okay. We sure everyone is looking forward to the 2 great sharers. One from Singapore, Sister Ho, and another one from Philippines, Sister Jane. We will hear their sharing after this. But before that, let us do a summary, a quick review of our last Saturday's session. We are most grateful to Sister Su Ching for preparing these wonderful insights for us. Let us all immerse in the last great rejoicing in last Saturday sharing by the first sharer by Brother Victor, Wen Jingche, and Sister Janet. Yeah, Shi Jing Yao Jing, we normally call this couple from Beijing. They are based in US. Actually, they are Taiwanese. They talk on the topic diversity, equity, and inclusion. This DEI is a universal value nowadays, promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion in so many ways. Companies adopting will surely feel more alive, keeping employees and hiring talent to thrive. Tzu Chi spirit, soups of 4, satisfaction, gratitude, understanding, and inclusion, and a little more. Brothers and sisters, all treated the same. DEI, not just a focus, but a spirit to claim. Microsoft sets high standards, unapologetic in their approach, deeply connected to the impact of inclusion they coach. DEI, a KPI for Fortune 500 to measures. On religious diversity, the Tzu Chi way is a lesson to treasure. Tzu Chi helps rebuild a church in Ecuador, interfaith Buddhists and Catholics coming together. Great love from Tzu Chi, spreading it more. El Manahil, a school for refugees in Turkey, now ready to explore. Respect, sincerity, and equity. Tzu Chi volunteers plant these seeds. Across the world, we are recognized by our deeds. Humanitarian aid without doing missionary work, respecting local culture and religion, they never shrink. Inclusion means no discrimination of any kind. DEI, a KPI for companies with measurements to keep in line. Long before the term DEI, Tzu Chi has practiced it for over 56 years, promoting inclusion, breaking down barriers and fears. The next sharer from Greenpeace, Southeast Asia, Regional Research and Investigations Coordinator, Margot. Last Saturday morning, Ms. Margot showed us how to fight for our earth, working with Greenpeace, showing us our worth. Industrial animals, agriculture is the first, destroying forests, water, and air with its thirst. Such a big contributor to environmental destructions in animal agriculture. A huge contributor to climate change, and torture. 80 to 90% of deforestation for this industry, causing emissions, pollutions, and great misery. A big chunk of our earth jungle trees and oxygens are gone for meat, emissions, methane, pollution, making it hard to breathe. Only 20% of the world's calories comes from 80% of the land. Animal agriculture is taking up more than we can stand. Beef has the most emissions per kg of food. Eating more plant-based can make positive mood. Malaysians eat 4 times more poultry than the global average. Almost all meats and dairy imports, making the situation savage. Malaysia imports 80% of beef and 85% of animal feed. Global price and food security problems. We need to pay heed. Linked to infections, zoonotic disease spread, protecting biodiversity can keep us safe instead. Palm oil deforestation comes in at number 2. Indonesians and Malaysians, the biggest palm oil suppliers. It's true. Critical peatlands being destroyed for palm oil productions, harming the earth, and awful construction. Third on the list is industrial farming, fishing, overfishing, bycatch, and species vanishing, bottom trawling, long lining, and protected areas exploited, modern slavery in the industry, lives being forfeited, plastic pandemic, it's out of control, no system to manage the dangerous toll. Fossil fuels makes up 99% of its creation. Microplastics in all, a global invasion. From water to air and breast milk to soy, plastics everywhere, health-related risks from oil, disrupting hormones, forever chemicals to blame, lowering sperm counts, a devastating shame. By 2015, more plastic than fish by weight. Annually, 100,000 marine mammals suffer a dire fate. We are asked to throw away garbage, but where is away? Lower communities suffer, in debt they pay. Recycling plastic is a myth. The industry is owned by petrochemical companies. Only 9% of plastic is recycled. The rest are exported to low-income countries. Burning plastic is very dangerous. Chemical abound. Virgin plastics are cheaper than recycled. A problem is so profound. Education is low and human behavior is to blame. People choose convenience over recycling. What a shame. Solutions are needed. There needs to be a systematic approach. Government, individuals, and business must encroach. No more greenwashing. Business needs to take action. Individual shop zero waste. Say no to plastic factions. Buy local plant-based food. Grow organic and compost. Reduce, reuse, repair, repurpose, and rot. Do whatever we can at the most. Miss Margot's message is clear and sound. We must protect our planet, our world around. Let's act together to make a change and ensure our future isn't all the rage. Thank you. Most thankful to Sister Su Ching for bringing last session alive. Most and thank you everyone for listening, brothers and sisters. And over to Sister Stephanie for hosting the two session.
And Sister Su Ching, indeed, it's very enjoyable to listen to Sister Su Ching's summary every week. All right, so a very good morning, brothers and sisters. We're very grateful today. Everybody's here. And we have two very dedicated and outstanding sisters who have walked the Bodhisattva path since a young age. As our charity CEO, Brother Ian, pointed out on the last Diligence Day, there is a great concerted effort to gather the strength of more young people, the younger generations, as they will be the ones who will pave the path in the future. So indeed, today we are very honored to have Sister Ho Xin Qin from Singapore and Sister Jane C from the Philippines. So firstly, Sister Ho Xin Qin is our first speaker. She is a trained doctor and has served as a resident doctor at the Lakeside Family Medicine Clinic run by Tzu Chi Singapore in the past. To her many colleagues and patients, she was known as a very gentle, as you can see her, she looks very gentle, and also a very thoughtful doctor who always has her patient in her hearts. The words of Master Cheng Yen inspired her to practice humanistic care and serve patients with more empathy and compassion. But today, Sister Ho is a dedicated full-time staff at Tzu Chi Singapore, focusing her energies on saving and serving the masses, actualizing Master's wishes to widely promote vegetarianism as a way to mitigate disasters in the world. Sister Ho's dedication in this mission has encouraged more people to embrace vegetarianism. So today we are truly deeply honored to learn from Sister Ho on how she cultivates compassion and love through vegetarian promotion. Please welcome Sister Ho Xin Qin.
Hello.
I hope I have pronounced your name correctly.
Yes, Xin Qin, correct. Thank you.
Xin Qin. Okay, cảm ơn.
Cảm ơn everyone for giving me the opportunity to share. Actually, it's a very good reflection for myself as well, as we have all been actively trying to promote plant-based diet over the past couple of years. For me, it's just a couple of years. So today's share is a bit more personal about my journey in promoting plant-based diet. Okay, so I'm Xin Qin and my Fahao is Ming Yi. Okay, I'm from Singapore. Okay, so maybe I just share a little bit about how I turned vegetarian. Actually, it happened in my high school days. Yeah, I have been a Buddhist since young, and then it's just a very sudden realization that I thought actually Buddha's teachings is very great and really can help a lot of people. But being a meat eater, I feel that it's not really very in line with Buddha's teaching because it's not a very compassionate thing to do. Suddenly I thought that, okay, since this is not a very nice thing to do, then why don't I just stop doing it, how we try to uphold our precepts. So to me, it was a quite easy transition because I'm not a very, not a foodie. So I'm very okay to just restrict myself to vegetarian food. So I would call myself in the past a small vehicle vegetarian, 小乘, meaning I won't really try to change other people. Basically, I just focus on myself. I don't think this is the right thing to do, so I don't do it. And then what other people do really doesn't concern me. I don't really want to change you as well. Okay, so this is my attitude in the past. So I remember my friends will say I very easy to 很好养, very easy to go out with because I won't insist on going to a vegetarian place, and then I'll just find my place in any restaurant that they go. Then another friend, he said he used to really enjoy going out with me because he can eat all my extra meat. If I order those 肉边菜, yeah, then I'll just give him all the meat, so he get extra servings of the meat. Yeah, so that's how it is in the past. Okay, but everything changed from COVID-19 because I'm a healthcare worker, so I think that the impact is quite great on myself and in my industry. So I remember Master said, Master's teaching during the pandemic was that it's a great teaching of our time. And then Master mentioned 时事为大, food being one the biggest thing, So to me, the time was I was just wondering, why is that so? Because I already so-called 放下, I really don't bother about food already because I already make up my mind, okay, I just don't want to go and eat all these animals, okay, because not compassionate. Then but then I begin to observe and notice that actually food is very important to a lot of people. Yeah, yeah, so truly Master is very wise. Okay, I think a lot of people, actually sometimes their life can revolve around food honestly. You hear the saying, you go to work, then you think of what to eat for lunch. Then after lunch, you think of what to eat for dinner. So that's what sustains a lot of people on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, so I realized, wow, okay, actually food is really very important. So actually, as like, I mean, we are walking the Bodhisattva path, right? What is important to people is important to us because that's what people value, ma. Yeah, right. So it's something that I started to like open up my mind, to go and look at this thing. Yeah, and then our poor master lah. So I see like throughout these 2 years, really like try always to help us realize that our impacts by eating meat lah. Yeah, so I think you see the right top corner is like the 大嘴巴, the big mouth, right? That consumes all the lives. Yeah, which master taught us to really like put things into perspective lah. What are we doing, to all these lives? And then below we see this is the climate clock lah. Yeah, so it's ticking away, like we are like walking towards like our no return 1.5 degrees Celsius rise in global temperature. Yeah, so it's like there's a sense of urgency, you see. Yeah, and then of course like after like with this commitment, with this wish to promote vegetarianism to other people, finally, after like having been a vegetarian for like more than 10 years, yeah, I just like started looking around. I realized, wow, there are a lot of people, there are a lot of organizations that have been really doing a lot of good work, over like the past many years, like Mercy for Animals that you see on the slide is one of the examples. And then they actually have people like doing undercover, going to slaughterhouse and all this. It's very risky, and they are like really putting their own lives at risk on there. Yeah, so it's like, wow, a lot of people are doing so much to help to save all these animals. Then I just like eat my own vegetarian food and very happy at it. Yeah, so actually I would call this like really changing from small to big law. So focusing on yourself, right? Yeah, like the Lotus Sutra taught us to like really the bigger picture, like not just 自利 lah, not just like myself, but actually also hoping that other people can also stop this like go plant-based, and then help the world and everything. Yeah, so I to me it's like quite a major shift in my perspective. So really very grateful to master for that. Yeah, and then I think another very impactful thing was the Russia-Ukraine war that's still ongoing now. Like actually I 感恩, like we get to hear master's teaching, right? That every moment, right? I mean, even right now, they are still having the war, Like to us, we are just like so comfortable, right? In our room, then we are just chit-chatting here, talking about the good work that we do lah. But actually people are like suffering really badly out there that we really cannot experience one lah. Yeah, so there's this quote that came up now. Yeah, that sorry, I really don't know who wrote this, from one of the like very wise people in the past. Like when we contemplate, right, on why is there war, actually there's a very deep-seated resentment from the past, like really maybe eons ago, like how we have been killing. Yeah, we have been slaughtering animals since beginner's time, and then like all these things are accumulating, and that's what result in war. So this is again like from the perspective of karma. It's another perspective like why do we suffer, and if you look from this perspective, then you can see that actually war cannot end, you see, because our killing haven't end now. We are just like slaughtering all these animals day by day, and how bad is it? Yeah, so again, master used all these very simple things. And I remember, right, like initially it was 2,443 lives every second, and not even counting like marine life that's being killed for us to consume. Yeah, it's like a lot when I look at this figure. Oh, every second, so like every second ticking by is like so many animals, right? Their lives are lost. So then you can like imagine, oh, how bad is this thing, that's going on now, that we are like unaware. Yeah. And then the numbers keep fluctuating up down, but it's very difficult, you see. Yeah, so this is also happening at this very moment. Yeah, so and also I remember like Yao Renlu Sixiong, he shared about this master's quote lah. Master gave this sermon in 2021. Yeah, so actually master hoped that like, because Master is very wise, and she felt that like the pandemic, right, is a chance, it's our chance to promote vegetarian. And Master's wish is, as you can see, like everybody, the whole world will turn vegetarian lah. Yeah, so people with the same mission, right, coming together lah, 有志一同, and then we seize the opportunity lor. Yeah, I mean, to master this opportunity, of course, I won't be able to see that, but we believe in Master's great wisdom. Yeah, and then to come together, and then we brainstorm on ways to promote Vege together lah. Yeah, so I think I really hold on to this one. I through this journey, maybe like 2 years or so, I can like really see this happening lah. So we can't expect everyone to have this mission honestly, because not everyone sees it, like what. Even though Master repeats so many times, right? But I realize not everyone sees it. Yeah, so it's like those people who realize it, right? We must come together. Then we must like follow what Master say, or we must think of ways. Yeah, think of a lot of ways to get this done, you see. But it can be done because it's the time, now is the right time already. Yeah, so just share a bit about like in Singapore Tzu Chi, we've tried many ways lah. We get like celebrity, then Shi will cook like vegetarian meals, so nice and healthy every day to distribute, to like give people. Then we have like Veg Forward, our website. Then we have this Tzu Po, people come forward and share about why they turn vegetarian, introduce vegetarian food. And of course, our Shi can cook very well, and then Su Hui is also another platform to share. Okay, then our little kids also, they sing songs to express their wish, and then giving out vegetarian meals to people like our healthcare professionals, and of course 21-day challenge. Yeah, and then imparting all these things to children. Apparently children, they are like more easy to do, because they are not so contaminated like us. Yeah, so I think as I go along, right, I realize, wow, really like 做中学学中学, as you do, you don't really think so much, you just do, right? Then you will realize more things as you go along. Yeah, and I feel that this is our path that Master has taught us, which through this Veg promo, I also have some realization. Yeah, so so the top left corner, is our 上人 and then so sad, right, to see 上人 wearing the mask, you see. Yeah, but it's like already very difficult for 上人 to speak. Yeah, but no choice lah. It's like really 众生功德, our collective karma. And then I have this chance to have this to be on the same screen as Master through my Veg promo opportunity. So it's like also my 小小的收获. Yeah, okay, small little reward lah. And then so follow Master's direction. It's like really just do it. Don't go and think so much. Because if I go and use my rational mind, to go and think, right, I won't dare to do this, I feel. Yeah, because I will go and calculate, and then I go and how you rationalize things, like, not possible lah. You see so many lives been killed, and then it's been so long. Then people around you like don't seem to be aware, or then you will lose hope, you see. But then we just have to like believe in Master's direction, and then like Master say now is the time, then just do it really, you see. So don't have to think so much. Yeah. So just share some of my personal gains during this journey. I just share a video. This is on our Singapore Vegan Festival because of the opportunity to promote whole food plant-based through 21-day challenge. Then we got this opportunity to share that I can share this video with you all.
从吃的到用的，琳琅满目的商品，还有各种讲座，为第4届新加坡重塑节拉开序幕。
This year, the focus is on sustainability as well as healthy food options, because I think one of the things that COVID has taught us is that we all need to be healthier. The aim has been to showcase alternatives to people, so people know how and where to start their journey.
其实我们不只在推广素食，我们也是推广健康。
慈济志工也首次在新加坡重塑节中设摊，与民众分享全食 植物性饮食的概念。
Singapore Vegan Festival 是新加坡的一个主流推素活动。我们的这个摊位呢，以数据来说服大家，我们让大家看到说新加坡现在面临的这个三高啊增加的这个趋势。那再加上我们的参与者在吃了这个21天健康挑战的素食之后呢，他们身体有非常大的改变。所以以这样的方式来让大家可以了解健康素食的这样的一个力量。
I adopted it more after my mom started saying that we should eat healthier. We tried this organic diet for a while. So for example, my dad, he had high cholesterol a few months back. He realized that his cholesterol levels actually dropped and was within the optimal level. I guess that helped a lot. Like this actually shows the benefits of a whole food plant-based diet.
After today, right, I have actually went to better understand what goes into a plant diet. I don't mind eating it on 5 days out of 7 days. So to me, right, keeping fit and being healthy is topmost priority lah.
正确的蔬食饮食不仅能让身体健康，也有助于环境永续。改变可以从你我的每一餐开始。带新闻蔡宝玲、戴小庆、周正阳，新加坡报道。
Okay, so for myself lah, okay, actually I'm a physician lah, I'm a doctor. Yeah, and that is really very 惭愧 lah. Yeah, you know, I feel so sorry that actually I didn't really know much about nutrition from my like years of practicing medicine. So in the past, like just now Sister Stephanie said, I work in the GP clinic lah. Yeah, in the past, honestly, my consultation is really like just titration of medication. Yeah, because of course we learn in medical school, like, okay, lifestyle modification is number one. But also if you ask me the details, right, I don't really have a very good like roadmap for you to do lifestyle modification. Yeah, so through this 21-day challenge, wow, I really got into like Dr. Eddie, Brother Tzu Chi and team lah from KL to really like make this thing big, you know. Then it really impacted me because I realized, wow, actually nutrition is so important. My goodness. Yeah, it really is the antidote to a lot of our diseases, you see. And then but unfortunately, like somehow our medical training, we don't really focus on that. Yeah, so I started to learn, and then thankfully is that I'm learning the right nutrition, okay, like whole food plant-based. So as you can see, 21-day challenge, really, we see like all the improvement from all the participants. So it's a very, very, give us a lot of faith that actually Master's direction is right lah. You know, even in nutrition, right? Yeah, it is so, it's really very, very obvious. Yeah, so now my consultation is very different already. Like, of course, sometimes it's very difficult, depends on the patient, whether they are ready or not. Like, I cannot like really push like plant-based diet on them. But at least I really have a better to give a better perspective, you know, like fruits and vegetables. There's a lot of research and a lot of studies, and it's something that for my personal career, my personal professional life, I really want to go towards this direction now, because I'm just at the very, very starting. But it's really like, I never expected though that I can uncover this whole food plant-based thing in my life. Like, it's very good lah. Yeah, then another thing that is also a very surprising thing is that I realized that through this journey of promoting vegetarianism, I started to have more compassion and love. Yeah. Why did I say so lah? Because sometimes you don't realize one, right? Yeah. But I don't really have like animals or pets around me. So to me, it's just like, as I shared earlier, it's just a concept that I feel that, okay, it's not compassionate to eat meat. But what kind of sin you have, you know, what is that heart that you have? So like through observing all these little insects like ants or snail. Okay, the snail story I can just share because I have a special affinity with snail because I killed a snail in Jing Si Tang, you know, the time when I was like, you know, being unmindful, you just like step on the snail. Then I'm like, oh my gosh, I actually sarsen in Jing Si Tang because I just killed a snail. Yeah, so it's really very terrible. Then I realized that, you know, even if we don't want to eat meat or we don't want to like kill, but being unmindful, we can also take lives on . Yeah, so I, you know, nowadays I really try to make a point to like put the snails out of dangerous way. You know, if I see a snail on the road, really, I really try to like, put them aside because you really don't know. Actually, suddenly someone will just accidentally step on them, and then our poor snails, they are so unaware, right? You know, they only see their own little road and they don't know what's going on around them. Yeah, so like suddenly you can see things from this kind of like other lives, you know, perspective. actually they all want to survive, you see. Yeah, and then the cockroach as well, lah, because I'm not a fan of like insects and cockroaches and stuff. So like suddenly one day the cockroach appeared in front of me. Then you know, instead of like really like running away or really like I don't know what people do to them. Yeah, but it's like, yeah, you observe that cockroach. Actually, I also feel that it's not his fault that he looked like that, you see. Yeah, that he's a pest. Yeah, actually he's also trying to survive. Yeah, actually we're all the same lah in that sense. It's like yeah, lor. So we have to be kind to one another. Yeah, and then I'm like, I don't kill you, you don't kill me. Then actually everyone just like survive and be like happy. Okay, so it's like, I realized, wow, through this journey, it's actually also a cultivation, right? Yeah, so again, I think, master's direction. Yeah, we really don't doubt it, because if we walk it, we will gain, we will have our own little gains along the way that you never expect one, yeah. So I'm quite happy, but I know there's a long journey to go, but it's like, I'm more compassionate now, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so lastly, recently the Renjian Puti shared on this master's guidance okay, about again, master bring us to another level so I want to just share this 上人 very short sharing
期待他们对儒术用道理的接受，不是以人事情的接受，不是跟咱人讲感恩你送我这个便当真好吃，不是安尼了。期待让他知道，原来树也是这么的好吃而且呢，还要了解这种互生、互生放生这样的道理，所以我们要大家人结合起来，推树的中间真正的要说出了推树的道理，这些跟大家跟大家人勉励起来啦，也是师父的心愿啦。那大家人呢，有这份疼惜生命、爱护生命啦。
Yeah, so感恩 master, she's like always so gentle but like so wise, like actually obviously we are still not doing it very well, maybe not doing it right also lah, but we are on our way. Okay, so yeah, also like actually after like throughout this like 2-3 years of Vege promo, yeah, it's really how many people, right, through our efforts have 由荤转素 so converted from being a meat eater to vegetarian. It's hard to say, it's hard to say. Yeah, I feel that honestly, maybe not so many. Yeah, so we still have a lot of work to do. And then I think one thing is that we really need to help them understand the principles like what Sang says. So it's nothing for us to contemplate. Yeah, like how do we really transform people, transform their thinking? Yeah, is it like just giving them this vegetarian bento, like it tastes really good. Then after that, the next meal, go back to their usual habit again. Yeah, and then like for us, 21-day challenge also, I see, they realize that it's very good for their health, right? But then after that, without the challenge, right, and how many people can sustain, you see? Yeah, so it's really like, actually what Master says is very true lah. Like without that kind of them realizing it for themselves, awakening part, right? Very, very hard to continue. Yeah, so I think that we still have to work on that lah. So basically, yeah, but I just share everybody. Yeah, so yeah, my last part. Yeah, okay lah. So at the end, I feel that actually Tzu Chi, right, vegetarian promo also is like another 法门 like in Buddhism we take 84000法门. There's so many Dharma doors to enter, our Buddha's teachings, our Dharma. And then to me is what I realized is benefiting myself and benefiting others as well. Others not just people, but like all beings. So as you can see, like Master said in this quote, like the one below, that actually going plant-based, right, it's actually good health, which we saw in our 21-day challenge, less diseases, and then it cultivates compassion as well. And only through a vegetarian diet, right, can we change the fate of mankind. Yeah, which all this war and climate change, everything. I feel that everything has more or less something to do with our diet. Yeah, how we are like killing all these animals, So we ourselves like do this to ourselves, okay, 害自己 lah, okay, but we don't know lah. So we're just happily eating all the meat, right? But actually we are doing all this, we're harming ourselves, you see. So yeah, I just feel that the road ahead is very long, but if we all come together and do it together, right, then I think we can do it lah. Yeah, so let's go for it together. Yeah, okay, that's my sharing for today. 感恩大家。
And so much, Sister Ho Xin Qin, for your wonderful, wonderful sharing. Sister, may you stay back later so that later we actually may have a short Q&A session, because I think a lot of us got a lot of questions for you, because from your sharing, I can see Sister already have a whole wealth of experience and conviction following the footsteps of Master to promote vegetarianism, not just on a very surface level, but deep into the principle level. Right? So I guess all of us here including myself, today this topic is very close to my heart, including myself. I guess many of us have a lot of questions whom we may be able to ask Sister later during the Q&A session. We may have a little bit of Q&A session at perhaps 7:45. So hope Sister can stay with us. Just to recap a few of hope Sister can stay with us. Yeah. So really, the presentation just now, your sharing just now is truly very compelling. And I love that Sister said just now that as a doctor, as a practitioner of a medical practitioner, then you didn't know much about nutrition, because you were just focused on the outcome of the problem, but not the source, right? So finding nutrition as the antidote to a lot of physical ailments, as you mentioned just now. Truly, the food plant-based diet was like the missing jigsaw puzzle to the whole big picture. But how to sustain it? That was also my question. After 21 days, they go back. It wasn't sustainable, honestly. And I think the more important thing is to actually gather them onto the path. The moment they are on the path, they will continue to become vegetarian. Yeah, so that is what I feel that was a missing link. But anyhow, really very感恩 Sister Ho for the very, like I said, very inspiring, very deep and wide sharing. I guess it must be the years of Sister's practice and experience. Okay, 感恩 so much. So now we will move on to our second sharer, Sister Jane C. Or is it Jane Sai? I sorry if I pronounce it not so accurately, Sister. Okay, now a little bit of introduction. Sister Jane has known Tzu Chi since she was a little girl, because her parents were all very active volunteers in the foundation. And in a family of 7, 6 of them are already commissioned. So she started as a Tzu Chi collegiate youth, but in 2015, Sister Jane was commissioned. Now, Sister Jane actually has a degree in management, but later on, she bravely took up a master's in early childhood education because she realized her love for children. And she even became a licensed teacher and ran a very progressive preschool in Philippines for 7 years, where she injected a lot of Tzu Chi humanistic values into the curriculum. But today, we are so honored to have Sister Jane. She is a directress of the Tzu Chi Great Love Preschool in Philippines, committing herself to her belief in Master Cheng Yen's words that the future of the world depends on children, and the future of children lies in education. So please, the warmest welcome from all of us to Sister Jane to share with us on her topic, Sowing Seeds of Great Love. Please welcome Sister Jane. Good morning, Sister Jane.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, everyone. everybody. To the volunteers who are here, good morning, Dharma Masters. A pleasant morning to everyone. So yeah, today I am Jane C, and I will be sharing the efforts of Philippines by sowing seeds of great love through the mission of education. So today, let me tell you something about myself first. So yeah, like what Sister mentioned, my family has known Tzu Chi for a very long time. So when looking back, I think I've known Tzu Chi since I was very young. Even though as a small child, my parents would usually bring me to Tzu Chi activities. So Tzu Chi is really close to my heart. Then I saw my other siblings join Tzu Chi Youth, and through the years, I also became a Tzu Ching. Years have passed, and because of my educational and career plans, I have been present as a volunteer to Tzu Chi only to the extent of joining activities. So it's more of the come and go type and not accepting a responsibility or a bigger role. So this has been my volunteer life for a few years. And then when I entered college, I took up business management. I graduated and I flew to Taiwan to take a short course in the Chinese language to reinforce my Mandarin skills. I had so much free time during that time that I decided that in the afternoons and during the weekends, I would volunteer in the kitchen, join camps as a volunteer, and go to the kindergarten in Hualien since it's a very convenient place. My dorm is just right across the kindergarten, so I would just cross the street and then I would be there already. So here in this picture, you can see that I spent most of my afternoons in the kindergarten. I played with the children, I guided their activities, I helped the teachers prepare their activities. And little did I know that it was really the moment that I realized my love for children. Before going to Hualien, I really don't know what to do. I just took up business management because that's what most Chinese people take here in the Philippines. So okay, I'll just take it. But after this trip in Hualien, when I came back to the Philippines, I decided to take up units in early childhood education so that I can equip myself in becoming an educator. And then I'm very grateful also to these three educators. They are the teachers in Hualien. They are Teacher Yerong, Teacher Julia, and the Directress Sylvia, because overall they made my volunteer work there and stay there very fun, and I learned a lot. And because of that experience, I decided to explore the world of being an educator. So yeah, when I returned to the Philippines, I took up units in early childhood education. I took licensure examination as a teacher. And then 4 years later, I opened my own progressive preschool in the Philippines. So as a Tzu Chi volunteer, these are my students over the years. As a volunteer, I tried to incorporate the character education and vegetarianism in my school. But since most of the parents are not Tzu Chi volunteers, I had hesitations in advocating, especially for the vegetarianism, due to the different beliefs in lives. Luckily for me, I am exposed to a family who are already vegetarians and who advocate for vegetarianism. But for some other parents, their belief is still that my child needs to consume meat and other seafood products to get the nutrients that they need. So I had hesitations in advocating vegetarianism in my own school, which is why the most that I was able to do there was to advocate their love for the animals. And whenever we have programs or special activities, the food that we consume, those food that were provided by the school are vegetarian. So it's only up to that extent. And plus, of course, I also incorporated character education in the curriculum. And yeah, that's why I'm also lucky that this time, since I'm already working full-time for Tzu Chi as the directress, I can fully implement the vegetarianism, especially in kids. And then, in addition, in my own school, since I mentioned earlier that we were injecting the moral values and character education, last time there was a strong typhoon in the Philippines. And even though we are working with young children, even though they are just 2 to 4 years old, we already tried to increase or raise their social awareness. There was a strong typhoon that hit Philippines last 2021. It was two typhoon, one after the other. So online, this is already during the pandemic, the teachers changed the lesson plan for the day, and then we discuss why typhoons happen, what happens to the victims or to those people who are deeply affected by the typhoon. And then during that day, we also encouraged the students and the parents to make love cards. So they drew and they colored some love cards, and then they sent it back to the teacher. We repacked it with candies to show our love for those victims, especially the young ones, and sent it to them during the relief operation of Tzu Chi Foundation here in the Philippines. And then it was only really during the pandemic that it hit my heart that I became close to Tzu Chi. In the years of opening my preschool, or before opening the Great Love Preschool last year, I was already in talk with Uncle Henry, the CEO of Tzu Chi Foundation, and we've been talking about opening a preschool. But since I mentioned to you that my heart is really not very connected with Tzu Chi that time, so personally, I feel like I keep on making excuses. It's more of, for me, it's not the perfect time, or I want to pursue my own preschool, or I had so much excuses. It was a fun and worthwhile 7 years of my life that I opened my own preschool until we decided to shift online due to the pandemic and close it down. So for quite some time, I was still pursuing the preschool back then, but after being exposed, or after getting to know more about Tzu Chi during the pandemic, it's the time that I realized that maybe I should try this path, or maybe I should try working with Tzu Chi to promote the mission of education. So I really never thought that the pandemic would turn out to be a great gift for me, a great blessing, and a realization. Because during this time, I became a more active volunteer of Tzu Chi. I started joining relief operations. I started joining the COVID midterm pandemic operation. I started joining the typhoon calamity relief operation. And that's the time that I get to know more about the values of Tzu Chi, what it advocates. And I really thought that it would be nice to promote the mission of education in the Philippines. So actually, the reason why I told you that the pandemic turned out to be a great gift for me is I didn't really experience I would have much realization during that time. Initially, my parents, my mom and my dad, they are the ones who wanted to go out of the house and join the relief operations. During this time, the lockdown just happened. So I was really surprised when I heard them that they will go out of the house and reach out to all the people. I initially had a negative reaction towards it. The first thing that I did was I called my other brothers and sisters, I called my own siblings and told them, do you know our parents want to go out of the house when everyone's staying inside the house. So during the time that everybody wants to stay away from people, it's the time that they want to reach out to the people. But then in the end, we weren't able to do anything, but I just decided that I would join the relief operation to be their guards, to make sure if they are wearing their mask properly, if they are wearing their PPE properly, personal protective equipment. So, and then after a few relief operations, I took the task of doing AISA with the crowd. So since I mentioned earlier that I'm really not close to Tzu Chi prior to pandemic, I had the hard time thinking about what to say to the crowd. Of course, I know the basic values, the basic philosophy of Tzu Chi, but it's a different thing if you're going to talk to a crowd. So I started to watch Life Wisdom, Master's Talk to know what to share, and watched old episodes of Taay News. So there are really a lot of behind the scenes during this time. And then one thing that I want to share to everybody, one of the realizations I had in the pandemic was during that time we had the medium term relief program. So it's a 3-month thing, and we created a short program. So it's also our mission to plant seeds of great love in each person and not just to be a beneficiary or just a one thing. So we tried this challenge to the beneficiaries. So in English, it's a bingo challenge, a road to a healthy lifestyle. So these small boxes comprises of different challenges that they need to do in a span of 3 months. So it's as easy as how do you become healthy? Drinking 8 glasses of water, planting vegetables, doing good to others, all the way up to the very challenging one to refusing eating meat or seafood for 5 consecutive days. So we were very excited and very happy to see that after 3 months, several beneficiaries were able to do this, and we were so touched with their story. Like, there's one beneficiary that told us that on the 5th day of his attempt to finish this challenge, his uncle told him to meet him in the mall. So in the mall, there's a very famous fast food chain in the Philippines. It's called Jollibee. So normally people go there to eat chicken. And then they are also selling hamburgers and other things. So during that day, of course, he cannot say no to his uncle. So what he did was he ordered the burger, but he took the patty away, but he only ate the vegetable and the bread. So hearing that sharing made me realize how much we can educate other people through the missions of Tzu Chi. So, and it's just in a span of 3 months. And in that 3 months, we only saw them for 3 times. So imagine them hearing about Tzu Chi for 3 times only, and the effect on them is already that great. So what more if I'll delve into the mission of education in Tzu Chi, where I can work with young children and educate them every day and have the potential of changing their life or influencing their lives and the family's life. So subconsciously also, I felt like I'm doing my role as an educator, since Tzu Chi as a whole is also educating other people and not just letting them stay as beneficiaries. So as I reflected through the years of my volunteer, maybe a part of me is just making up excuses of why I don't want to try out working in Tzu Chi or opening the mission of education. And then I remember the quote that says, if you want to do something, you would have so many ways. But if you don't want to do it, you would make up so much excuses. So during this time, I stopped making excuses because I aim to touch more lives and plant seeds of goodness in each one. So upon seeing the beneficiaries of Tzu Chi Foundation in the pandemic and in the typhoon, I realized how blessed I am and how great the values of Tzu Chi are. And it would be such a loss if I do not take the role of take the chance of starting the mission of education in Tzu Chi. So after all the realizations, it made me braver to accept more responsibilities. And finally, in 2021, Uncle Henry, the CEO of Tzu Chi Philippines, and of course with the blessing of Taiwan, we all agreed and decided to start the mission of education in the Philippines by opening a preschool. So here's our preschool. On the 28th year of Tzu Chi Philippines, we were able to unlock the mission of education, and it is situated in the Jingsi Tang of the Philippines. So here, in the next slide, let me show you a quick video of the Tzu Chi Philippines, of our curriculum and of our program. And then later on, I will elaborate on our topic.
Tzu Chi Great Love Preschool Philippines is a progressive school for young children ages 2 to 4 years old. So Master Cheng Yen believes that education purifies one's mind, and a good education brings hope and stability to the society. Therefore, as educators, we need to help young children realize their life purpose and steer them towards the right path. Here at Tzu Chi Great Love Preschool Philippines, our programs are designed to build and support the child's whole well-being with strong emphasis on life skills and social-emotional development, as well as moral education. So while instilling lifelong love for learning, we aim to be able to develop productive and responsible citizens as they carry on the spirit of great love, respect, and gratefulness. We'll be having free play and arrival time, so the kids will be given the opportunity to play with whatever educational materials they want. And then we'll be having our big group time or circle time where they can interact with other same age children as well as other educators. After that, we'll be having our story time as we are following a literature-based instruction. So we'll be having books per day, and then from those books, we'll be extending their activities. Either it's going to be art activities or experiential activities, learning by doing activities.
家里已经找了好多遍，只有温暖的房间。
Then after that, we also have opportunities to do outdoor play. So during outdoor play, they'll be able to hone their gross motor skills in our playground. And then after that, they come back, do their quiet time, they review everything that they talked about, and then they go home. We're inviting all the parents to have a look at our programs, curriculums, and assessment. Rest assured that we will be providing a safe learning environment for your kids even though we're still in the pandemic. We'd be glad to take you on school tours, and then we're excited to partner with you in the journey of your child's development.
Initially, to be honest, I was very anxious when I accepted the job. But I started thinking about whether I could fulfill the responsibilities and the demands of the job. But luckily, with the help of the volunteers and colleagues, we were finally able to open the Tzu Chi Great Love Preschool last August of 2022. So here you can see the pictures. We started renovating the place. Initially, the Hang used to be the office and used to be the place where we hold activities of the foundation. But right now, the third floor is dedicated for the preschool, and then we also use the outdoor area so that students get the chance to interact with the natural environment. Here, you can see Brother James Cheng crafting an upcycled playground for Tzu Chi Great Love Preschool. So why did we call it upcycled? Because most of the materials that we used for these are made out of recycled materials. So these are wooden panels from the old campus that where the building was torn down. So we weren't using that anymore. So Brother James Cheng and the other volunteers kept it and then used it for this product, for this output. And then in the next one, you can also see that this is one of our classrooms. So we made child-sized furniture, child-sized table, cabinet, and chair to make the place more conducive to young children. And then if you can notice, the materials that we are using in our classroom are all wooden materials because it is said that if you use wooden materials as educational materials to young kids, their creativity would be honed more rather than using plastic and very colored materials. So that's why we chose wood for our students. So there you can see we have the area for their practical life application. They also have their musical instruments for their creativity. They also have puzzles for their cognitive abilities, and they also have their blocks area here for their dramatic play. So basically, we have different centers in our classroom targeting the different goals for each age group and each developmental domain. And then, of course, we are also injecting the Tzu Chi education in our curriculum. So when you enter our school, you can see that Tzu Chi views are posted everywhere to remind the teachers, the staff, and the students also of the Tzu Chi practices or how we can apply it in our daily life. Overall, that's some of the changes that we did in Jingsi. It was a challenging road to set up a preschool from nothing until now. But I can say that we are in our 8th month, and we are currently and still learning from others and bettering ourselves. That's why I'm so grateful with the guidance of Taiwan and also the character education team in USA that they are guiding us in establishing this preschool in the Philippines. Next is, let me tell you more about the Great Love Preschool Philippines philosophy and guiding principle. So our school's guiding principle is that of Master Cheng Yen's and Lucy Sprague Michelle, who is a developmental interaction approach. So Master Cheng Yen believes that the world's future lies in the children, and the children's future lies in education. Likewise, a proponent also of the developmental interaction approach believes that education offers an opportunity to build a better society. So with this, we strive to put social justice, advocacy, and building an inclusive community in our holistic child-centered curriculum. So with this, we greatly emphasize moral education, practical life skills, and honing positive character traits in the young children. So the common thing that Master Cheng Yen have and Lucy Sprague Michelle believes is that education is very important in building a better society. And a good education should start at a very young age. So as Master Cheng Yen said, our mind is like a garden that if no good seeds are sown, nothing good will grow also. So here in the mission of education, that's our goal, sowing seeds of great love in each and every student, not just to the students, but hopefully to their siblings, also to their parents and to their entire family, so that eventually when they leave our preschool, they can also share it to other people and multiply the effect of our teachings. So what are the guiding principles of the Tzu Chi education? Our activities are anchored in the following principles: gratitude, respect, and great love. And what is our goal? Our goal is to provide quality, moral, and life education in a child-centered curriculum. So basically, we really put heavy emphasis on character building and practical life skills, which are very practical as we go through our life. And then in the next slides, I will be sharing the different ways of how Tzu Chi Great Love Preschools Philippines has sown seeds of great love in each of the students' hearts. So I will be revolving it around the 6 character traits. So this one, let me start by giving you a game. It's a very simple game which hopefully some can participate. This is one of the very famous things aphorism that we have. If you want to participate, you can type in the chat box. These are jumbled phrases which we really put heavy emphasis in the school. So if you want to make a guess, you can unmute yourself or you can type it in the chat box if you know this aphorism. Do we have any participants? The clue is the sentence starts with, I already capitalized it. So this is the first part of the sentence. Speak kind words.
Yes, anybody want to try? Unmute, you can unmute.
Or maybe Sister Stephanie can try.
Okay. Speak kind words. Think good thoughts, do good deeds, and walk the right path.
Correct. So that's the first. Thank you, Sister Stephanie. That's the first aphorism for today. It's speak kind words, think good thoughts, do good deeds, and walk the right path. So why did I choose this? We used this in this current year since it's our first school year. This is one of the aphorism that we used when we teach the value of respect to each children. So it's very important to teach them how to respect an individual. Of course, first respect yourself, respect every person that you meet in this life, including the animals, not just your family members, not just your friends, not just your teachers, but every living being that that has life. So one way as at a child level is we always use our magic words. We always say good morning, please, thank you, kan-en, excuse me, and not just of course also by respecting other animals. If you see the animals, you don't hurt them. You also treat them as someone with life also. So we treat life equally. And it's very touching to see that just after weeks of attending the class, we have already seen student improvement. Like they started to show at home, like parents would randomly tell us that their children love saying kan-en, and it's not just the children. The children would also encourage the adults to say kan-en when they receive something. Respect is a very basic thing we should know how to do. This is the foundation of everything. And when everyone has respect, the world would be a better place to live in. It's the basis actually of a good relationship. You learn your own needs and you understand the needs and feelings of others also. So when we respect each other, we create good karma and goodness will flourish around the world. Okay, so for our next one, this is our second Jing Si Yu. I hope we'll have participants this time.
Come on, sisters. I see there are about 20 of us online. I'm sure one of you can try this. Anyone? Sister YY, would you like to try? Sister YY, are you convenient?
More you do,
The more you
do, the more you gain.
Mm-hmm.
The less you do, more you lose.
Yes, that's correct.
Sister
Thank
Jing?
you, sister. Thank you, sister. So
Sister
the
Effie.
second aphorism is the more you do, the more you gain, and the less you do, the more you lose. So in the next slide, this is one of our classrooms. So it's the character trait of being responsible or the responsibility. So you start being responsible for yourself and you help other people also. Earlier, I mentioned that in city education, we give emphasis to practical life skills. So if you can see in this picture, each student enrolled in our school will have their own cubby or cabinet. So on the top portion, you'd be able to see their tray. So what do they do with this tray? Every morning when they enter our classroom, they would put their snack bag on the tray here, as you can see on the photo on the right, and then they would bring it outside and put it on their table. So here in the picture, you could see that these two students are very excited. Actually, when they enter their classroom, it's the first thing that they do. So instead of just doing it by yourself, most of the students, when they see other people or other students or other classmates doing this job, even though it's not very heavy, even though it's not difficult, they would go near that student and ask them if they need help. So in the end, they are also cooperating. They're also helping each other. That's why you can see, even though it's just a tray and one snack bag, two of the students are doing it together. And then here, we also have two cloths. If you can see, it's the red one and the orange one, and the brown one. So when do we use this? We use the green one to ask the students to wipe the table when they spill something on the table or when it's dirty. And then we use the brown one to wipe the floor if they spilled something on the floor. Even though we have teacher aides and assistant teachers inside the classroom, those teachers and those aides are just a guide to the children. At the end of the day, we want the children to learn how to stand up for themselves, how to be independent, so that later on when they move on to their life, they won't have a hard time. And then, especially when doing these practical life activities, they are also learning a lot of things about themselves, like their social emotional skills, making friends, cooperating with other people, and the last one is being responsible for themselves. And then this one, it's quite long. This one, I'll give you a clue. This is about vegetarianism. So maybe I can help out with the first one, with the first part, because these are two sentences. To follow, that's the first one. To follow a plant-based diet is to show self-discipline. So I only left two phrases for everyone. Who wants to complete the
This
sentence?
is very simple, right? Sister Jane has already given us the first part. So anyone want to try the second part? How about Sister Elizabeth?
Cherish all lives as you would cherish your own.
Yes.
Cherish all lives as you would cherish your own. Thank you. Sister Sivamani, thank you, Kaan.
Thank you, Sister Elizabeth. So the next aphorism is, to follow a plant-based diet is to show self-discipline, and cherish all lives as you would cherish your own. So clearly, this is about vegetarianism, and it's related to compassion and gratitude. So basically, we taught our students, our 2 to 4-year-old children, to love all people and all animals, basically all living things. So this year, we're very grateful that through the help and the motivation of Tzu Chi USA Character Education Team, Philippines was able to join the Great Kindness Challenge, which happened last January 23 to 27. So what is this challenge about? It started by one of the American citizens, and they believe that when you do an act of kindness each day, it would become a habit and it would become natural to you. So when you do a kindness, you are contributing to a better world. So this aphorism, we took the opportunity to introduce this to the children, and then we launched the Go Vegetarian Pledge. So personally, I believe it's very hard to shift to a green diet at once. But when you take the first step of, for example, refusing meat products every once a week or every breakfast, then surely you'll see improvements with the small steps that you take. Personally, I'm very lucky that I did not have a hard time shifting to vegetarianism, because I'm already born in a family where my mother is already vegetarian. So during meals, we always have vegetables since I was young. And then with some other people, with my friends, when we go out, I'm very lucky that my friends are also understanding. When we go out, we also make sure that we have vegetarian options wherever we go. So with this Go Vegetarian Pledge, we have several sharings from the families, and we were very touched to hear. The first sharing was this of Ellie. So Ellie is our 4-year-old student in the preschool. And then the grandmother shared that the family were very supportive of the challenge that Ellie is participating in, that the entire family, even the younger sibling, was able to participate in refusing meat products for a week. Actually, the entire family, because of this challenge, the entire family was able to eat 11 meals of vegetarian meals together. And then another parent also mentioned that even though, because their children are very picky eaters, even though it's already meat or other seafood products, they still don't like to eat it that much. Basically, they just want those crunchy and unhealthy food. So a parent told me that even though it's very challenging for them to go green, they are very grateful of Tzu Chi's practices and values, because we somehow encourage the children also to eat vegetables. And as parents, they also tried their best to encourage them to eat more vegetables. And then we also have other students who pledged for 3 meals of vegetarian, 5 meals of vegetarian, 1 week of eating vegetarian, 100 meals of eating vegetarian. So we have different touching stories also. And then here in the next video, it's also very touching to hear a student shared with her what one of our students shared to her mom.
我们可以吃动物的肉吗？
肉，要是错了
啊，
不可以吃动物有分，动物会受伤的，没有环境啊。
哦，会破坏环境是吗？
Yes.
那个，那动物是你的朋友吗？
Yes.
你要不要爱惜它呀？
要爱惜它，小朋友爱惜它。
爱惜小动物
So
是吗？
here, this student, when she went home, she was able to share to her mom that if we eat meat, we will hurt the animals. So we should love the animals and we should be friends with each other. So it's very touching to see that in a short span that they are in school, they were already able to share what they learned and what they discuss in school to their families. And hopefully in the future, they'll get to share it to more people and influence more people. And then aside from the vegetarian pledge, we also have one way also of teaching compassion and gratitude to children is through animals. So we also took the opportunity for this week. We asked the entire class if they want to bring their pets in school. So we asked them to bring their dogs, their fish, and the turtles, and showed how to pet them or how to care for them. And then here, we also spread a week-long kindness challenge. So on Monday, it's the Be Kind Monday. The children made their kindness wand, and then we pretended to be fairies. Like, for today, what's your superpower? For today, I wish you, for example, good health. Or for today, I wish that you'd be able to make more kindness. So those are some of the things or magics that we were able to practice. And then we also have Respectful Tuesday. So in the Respectful Tuesday, we encourage them to use more kind words like saying thank you, you're welcome, and kanon and excuse me or I'm sorry. On Share Day Wednesday, they also made their own necklace and shared it to their friends before they went home. We also have Loving Thursday, where they gave the staff of the Tzu Chi Foundation flowers as a way of saying thank you to all of their hard work. And Thoughtful Friday, we made a sandwich. It's a fruit sandwich, and then we also shared it to the staff. So at the end of the challenge, on the 5th month of the Great Love Preschool, we're very happy to receive the Kindness Certificate School Award. So at a very young age, we want really the students to feel happy with what they have and not want more. So in the next slide, this is our aphorism. It's to want less from Earth and to love Earth more. So we all know the problem of our environment right now. Our resources are getting depleted. So here you can see during our open house, we incorporated some upcycled activities for the students to enjoy. Like they made the bracelet and the necklace out of the recycled materials. So these are bottle caps, and we have some strings. So they were very happy that they were able to make a craft out of these materials also. And then the next one is also about contentment. last December, since Christmas is really a big event here in the Philippines, we held a holiday bake sale. So our goal was to bake a child's dream come true, one box at a time. So we sold cookies and brownies, and the beneficiaries are the elementary students that Tzu Chi Foundation Philippines has been supporting. So this was a project of the staff, the students, and the entire family. And we were very happy that at the end of our bake sale, with small acts of kindness, we were able to support 10 children's lives to having an education for a year. So at a very young age, we also explained to the students that you can help others in your own way. You don't need to donate a big amount of money, but you can help them in your own little way by helping in making the cookies or in the small acts of kindness. When we put it together, it's going to have a big effect to the society. So here, I believe, and we have educators here, we have parents, we have grandparents who are listening. Education is not a job that can see results immediately, but it's a long-term accompanying project. So here in the triangle, you can see that the student, the teacher, and the families really need to work together to provide the optimal learning and development for the child. And high family involvement is really needed, especially in the younger age group, especially in the early childhood education sector, which is why we invite the parents to join our activities and programs as much as possible so that we create wonderful memories with them also. And then here, I'll briefly discuss the human quotients. In dealing with 21st century learners, there are several quotients that needs to be tapped. First is the IQ, or the intelligent quotient. This is the most common of all the intelligence. So this is, what is it about? It's being able to apply the logic and problem solving in everyday life, which most of the time they will learn from their academic subjects in school. The second one is emotional quotient. It's how a person handles emotions in life and how one uses it to overcome challenges in actions. So EQ is also very important. Now, there are 3 additional quotients. The spiritual quotient, which is the mix of IQ and EQ. It's how one understands the meaning of life and apply it in their day-to-day life. We also have the adversity quotient. It's how we handle adverse situation in life. It's how resilient we are with the changes that we are experiencing. It's how we react to changes and how we bounce back. And then the 5th one is the creative quotient, where it's the measure of how one applies innovative thoughts in action. So it's being innovative in a way. So as a whole, in educating 21st century learners, it's very important to take a look at these 5 quotients because they will be needing this when they start with their real life outside the world, outside the school. So what's nice is these 5 quotients, these are very visible in city education. And we do not just focus on academic excellence, but we also give importance to each person's value on how one can contribute to a better society. So here I'll share quickly. We all know that there was a huge earthquake in Turkey and Syria last February 6th. So the teachers were able to changed the lesson plan the very next day and told the students what happened to Turkey. So even though they're just 2 to 4 years old, it's very touching to see how they already understood the concept of earthquake. The very next day, one of the students had 3 wishes because every time they donate, what's important is to make the wish, and she hopes that she can grow houses so that the earthquake victim would have houses to live in. They will not feel cold anymore. And then next, for the houses not to be broken anymore, and for everyone to have a happy and free life, which means it's free of pain. So imagine a 3-year-old can already comprehend this. So what more for the adults? And then this one of the student, it's Lara. So at home, she already has a coin bank because she's not yet potty trained. So whenever she potties properly, then her mom or her dad would be giving her coins, and then those coins can be used to buy toys. And then it's very touching because while watching what happened in Turkey, when she went home, she immediately got the coins from her personal coin bank to the Tzu Chi coin bank. And then her mother asked her, "What are you going to do now? We're going out on weekend. What will you use? You don't have a money." And then this student was able to say, "It's okay. I can save more. I can save more money. What's important now is I will donate this so I can help other people." So it's really sowing seeds of great love. And then this one, Ellie, also she brought her coin bank wherever she goes, and she even used the WeChat application to call her godparents and tell what happened about Turkey so that they could also donate. Likewise, we also seized the opportunity to pray for the earthquake victims. And then we also made our love cards to send our love since we cannot physically go to Turkey. So with that, I was able to realize the power of purity. So what's surprising is even after it's been days since we talked about Turkey, the children still cared about the victims. Occasionally, they will still ask, "What happened to Turkey now? Do they have houses? Are they feeling better?" So it's more of really honing their heart to care to other people. And we have seen that students showed love in different ways, and all of these came from their hearts. So this also reminded me of what Sri Fu always reiterates, that more than the monetary donations and the one-time act of doing good deeds, it's what's important is imparting good values in the children's life, and seeing how kids are very concerned about how the victims are even after days of discussing it really moved the hearts of the teachers. So actually, there are many ways of cultivating the hearts of these children. And then donating is just one way, but what's important is their actions and the values of their family also. So there's a continuum. And then, as Master Cheng Yen said, education is a century-old undertaking that needs to be passed on from generation to generation. So it's not something that can easily be seen, but it needs the cooperation of each and every one. Children are the hope of the society, and the hope of the society lies in good talent. So to have good talents, we need to have good education. So we have seen and deeply admired the city education around the world, especially in Malaysia. And we hope that in the future, we can partner with the Malaysian education team, share our resources, build a better and Tzu Chi education around the world. And let me end my presentation with this aphorism: when everyone exerts their pure loving nature, the world will shine with the light of hope. So thank you, brothers and sisters, for the opportunity to share and to learn from each one of you today. Kan'en.
感恩啊，无限感恩 innumerable 感恩 to Sister Jane for such a wonderful and a most inspiring sharing about her journey. I think the turning point from the pandemic that turned out to be a blessing, where she transformed her mind from benefiting self to benefiting others, and this changed the trajectory of your destination. Yeah. So anyhow, we are really very thankful to Sister Jane for giving us the opportunity to have a in-depth tour of the new Tzu Chi Great Love preschool kindergarten in Philippines, which is 8 months old. Is it, Sister Jane?
Yes, 8 months.
8 months old, but yet you have done such a wonderful job. It's truly, truly amazing. Really. How many is the enrollment at the moment?
Right now we have 28 students.
How many is it catered for?
We started last year, September. So we have 28 students. For the nursery students, we have 20 students who are 3-year-olds, and then we have 8 students who are 4-year-olds.
Wow. So really, you can see just now, as you mentioned just now in the one of the final Jingzi aphorism, love's true power comes from purity. And we can see children, even as young as 3 years old, they can capture the essence or the principles of doing kindness. What is the true meaning of doing kindness? Just by 1 or 2 sharing by the teachers in the lesson plan for the day. So the next day they went back and they can actually put this into action with so much conviction in the young minds. So truly, like what Master say, education, basically what we do is to nurture the wholesome seeds continuously. And that's what Sister Jane and her team is doing in the Philippines. Thank so much, Sister Jane, for the most, I think, very in-depth sharing of your own journey and until today as a Tzu Chi, and until today as the directress of the Tzu Chi Great Love Preschool in the Philippines. So with that, we're really thankful for these 2 wonderful sisters. And I see Dr. Ho is back online. So we now have about 10 minutes where we could open to the floor to discuss or to ask questions, because I believe so happen today's sharers, both topics are very interrelated. Promoting vegetarianism and also nurturing the young minds. And 2 are very interrelated. So if there are any questions from the floor, we'll be more than happy because Dr. Ho is with us. Although she cannot switch on her video, she will be able to take questions for the sisters or brothers who face challenges in terms of veggie promo or in terms of education. Not just for young kids, Sister Jane, right? Because the principles is relevant throughout the ages. Any questions from the floor? If not, may I start the ball rolling? Like I was talking to Sister Xin Qing just now. In terms of vegetarian promotion, in terms of the 21-day challenge, we gather a lot of participations, from the public for that 3 weeks. And it is actually an experiential learning. And they actually awaken to the fact they now understand the benefit of what goes into their body. It actually decides their health. But very soon after that, it's very easy for them to fall out or fall back into their old ways. That's why Master always say for education is continuously nurturing from preschool, elementary, high school, university, so that they can slowly grow into a big tree. So maybe Sister Xin Qing can share with us her experience or her insights in her promotion of vegetarian. How can we sustain this? Sister Xin Qing, are you there?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's a very good question. Actually, I must say I really don't have the answer but I find that it's really actually that time we were discussing like with Dr. Eddie, about how to change our habits lah. Yeah, how do we actually try?
Sister Xin Qing, we lost you for a bit. Sister Xin Qing?
Right? Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, now you're back. Yeah, we kind of lost you for a bit just now. Hello? Sister Xin Qing, are you there? I think Sister Xin Qing's line is a bit unstable.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Sorry,
yes, we
connection
can. Yeah, very
stable.
clearly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, thank you. Sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very difficult thing, but to me, it's like we take small steps, yeah, as we go along. So I can see that even though we don't do like 100%, actually, I myself, I also cannot sustain 100%. Yeah, but it's just that we have, at least we learn the concept, we see. So we can make small little changes in our everyday life to walk towards the direction. It's same as cultivation. I think like being in Tzu Chi, we all know, right? Is throughout the years, we change and we transform slowly and slowly, bit by bit. But at least we know that it's the right direction. So I still find it very encouraging. Yeah, even though we don't really see like that kind of like big changes or like people really converting, so-called. Yeah, but I think maybe like our sister Jade, educator, can enlighten us, because it's also a process of education and transforming people's lives. Yeah. So that's my thought lah, like not to give up lah. Yeah.
Very positive.
Yeah.
Sister Cheng Yen, very positive. Truly, indeed, it's a gradual,
Yeah.
gradual process, as what Master always say. And Master have moved from, I think, 次长素 to 长次素. Instead of become a vegetarian, eat less meat. So it's a gradual process.
Yeah, that's true. And then I think through the process, because we are the ones like trying to advocate for it, right? I think I can really feel Master's Master's heart more, because it's like, ayo, now we are like so disheartened. Then you look at Master, she's been doing this for like I think many lives over, but she's still so patient and still, so then I think it reinforced to ourselves that our 6度万行 like we have to continue to give, we have to continue to uphold our precepts, like 做好自己, be patient and 忍辱, all these things, right? I think that's the thing. But
And
never lose hope,
find all the skillful means. And actually, I think what is most important, finding all the skillful means, as what we saw just now in Sister Jane's sharing. I think the bingo card, is it, Sister Jane? The bingo card was for the care recipients, is it?
Yes. Yes,
that
the
is so
bingo
skillful.
card.
Yeah, the bingo card.
We used it for the beneficiaries of the medium-term relief programs during the COVID pandemic. So the participants there were jeepney transport drivers.
Oh, the jeepney drivers.
Yes, we encourage them that they can make small changes each day, and then from those small changes, we're hoping that it becomes a habit and they can change their life, not just their life, but also their family.
Sister Jane's line is also a little bit unstable. Okay. So yeah, I think from both the sisters who are very dedicated for some time already, truly the journey is very long, and along the way it's really little changes, droplets and droplets. We continue, because this is a path of immeasurable distance, right? As we know, and these little droplets, as Master always say, the power of accumulation will make the changes, even though very small. I have just looked into the statistic in the world. The number of vegetarian, the percentage is 22% now. I think there's a slight increase, because I think about a year or two ago it stood at 18%. But a little bit disheartening, because most of them, the reason they go vegetarian is out of necessity. That there's no access to, maybe out of economic disadvantage. So hopefully with these promotions, with this education, continuous advocation, we will make let more and more people make it as a choice rather than because out of no choice. So are there any questions from the floor? And if there are no more questions from the floor, perhaps we can close the session, because I think it's 8:03 already. So brothers and sisters, with that, we'd like to extend our deepest heartfelt gratitude to our young generations, Dr. Ho and also Sister Jane, for coming onto our platform today to share with us their wealth of experience and wisdom. So brothers and sisters, 感恩 everybody 感恩 our speakers for their heartfelt wisdom sharing. So thank you, brothers and sisters, for your presence today. Hope that we could each take home this Dharma joy and sustain it, bring it home with another piece of Masters and Hualien love into our life. Now, let us invite Brother Joe to lead us in making 3 vows to the Buddha and Master Cheng Yen as we depart to apply these teachings in our daily lives. Let us pay our respects to our teachers of life, universal truth. Please rise. Palms together. First bow. Second bow. And third bow. And a bow to all the brothers and sisters who could join us today, and also, of course, to our Shifus.感恩 everybody for the wonderful session. Shall we have a photo session before we all leave? Please switch on your video for our photo session. Sister Effie or Sister YY is helping us take the picture, right? We have Sister Jane.
Yeah.
Sister Su Ching is not convenient.
Yeah.
Hello, cảm ơn for the wonderful sharing. We are at the Sis Ho for the entrepreneur camp.
For the entrepreneur camp.
Cảm ơn sister, cảm ơn for the wonderful. Cảm ơn Sister Stephanie, great hosting. Cảm ơn the sisters, Sister Ho and Sister Jane for the great superb sharing. Cảm ơn 大家 for joining, everyone. 祝福大家。
加油 Sister Su Ching.
Bye bye.
And the entrepreneurs team. Thank you, Brother Ho. Brother Chin. All the brothers as well. Bye bye. Okay, I end the session.